What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be going over the inputs and output types for the Line 6 Helix. Let's get right into it. So the first symbol is an X. That basically just means that the input is blocked off, that it's completely muted. The second input is multiple, so it could be guitar, aux, Variax. Those are all active simultaneously. So that's usually what the default is. If you're using multiple guitars, multiple instruments, you can go through there. Or if you want to get a little bit more specific, you can choose the next symbol, which is the guitar only. So that third and fourth symbol can be kind of confusing. You have both are guitar symbols, but the first one is actually just for your guitar with standard passive pickups. Your second one is for a guitar or bass with active pickups, and it will handle the signal accordingly. So the next two inputs are for the Variax guitars. The first one is using the Variax pickup. The second one is using the Variax Magnetic pickups. So what you could do is you can have maybe one signal chain above with your Variax, and then another input below with your magnetic, and then you can control the inputs between the two going into your signal flow. So your next input is your microphone input. That input can be found on the back with the 3 pins. The microphone input actually has the capability to send phantom power. So for anything that's a condenser mic, anything that takes 48 volts, you can plug into there and you can adjust the gain structure accordingly. The next input is the 2 arrows, and that is a return input, and you can use that for a lot of different ways. You can actually plug in keyboards, drum machines, really anything that you want to plug into the Helix, and you can plug it in stereo. You can use return 1 and 2, 3 and 4 as an input, a stereo input. So the next input is an SPDIF input, and that is actually a digital input. Besides all of the other inputs, I'm not actually sure how you would use this in a real world scenario, given that you have all of these other options for inputs. But if you have any insight on how those work, feel free to comment that below so we all get a better understanding of this input. So the last input is the USB input, and you can actually send signal from your computer back into your Helix for reprocessing, reamping, all sorts of cool things like that for recording. So now we're on to the outputs. The first symbol with the arrow is actually a multi-output. So that involves the 1/4 inch, the XLR, the digital, and USB 1 and 2 outputs, and they're all active simultaneously. This option is set by default, and you're going to be able to use this in most situations. So the next symbol is the arrow pointing down, and that is actually redirecting your signal down to path 2A, 2B, or 2A plus B. So this is how you take advantage of the Helix's dual DSP. So a lot of the time people will use their first chain and then send it down to the second chain of DSP. So now you have double. That is what this symbol does. So your third symbol is your 1/4 inch, and that's when you want to only send your signal out of the 1/4 inch outputs. Your fourth symbol is the XLR output. So let's say you want to have a certain signal path going out of your 1/4 inches. Maybe you want a dry signal going out of your 1/4 inches, and the wet signal going out of your XLR. You want to have some differentiation there. This is how you would do that. Let's say you're not getting enough out of your XLR and 1/4 inch outputs and you want more output options. The next symbol is your send 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you can actually take your 1/4 inch out of your sends and have even more options for outputs. Let's say you want to send it through maybe some more effects, maybe some reverbs or something like that. This is going to give you more options for your outputs. The second to last output is your digital output. This can be used for SPDIF, AES, EBU, or Line 6 Link. And Line 6 Link is an opportunity for you to connect your Helix digitally to speakers or a Line 6 amp. This allows you to play around with sample rate and things like that. So your last output is the USB output, and that's USB 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5 and 6. This can act as an additional output for routing paths to a computer, iPad, or iPhone. The USB output is actually a great way to record yourself. Let's say you want to record a video of yourself. You can send those signals to a computer, to a DAW like Logic, Ableton, or Pro Tools. Or if you want to completely bypass the DAW and you want to plug it directly into an iPad or an iPhone, you can use an Apple Camera Connection Kit to just take your signal straight to your phone and play directly into it without having all of the extra echoey room noise. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, hit the thumbs up button below. That really helps me out. And if you have a Line 6 Helix, HX Stomp, Pod Go, or HX Effects, I've got patches available on my website, link down below. We'll see you in the next video.